What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. And our first Stanley Cup final preview on the channel, the 2022 Stanley Cup final between the Colorado Avalanche out of the West and the Tampa Bay Lightning out of the East. So how did these teams get here? Let's look back. Nashville, the Colorado sweeps them in 4. There's no EC Saros. They may have got in a game or two if they had Saros in net, but they did not. Colorado sweeps them. Against St. Louis, it really should have been Colorado in 5. However, they blew a 3-0 lead and then a 4-3 lead and then an overtime in Game 5. So they really have only lost one game in regulation this entire playoff. So that's incredible on its own. And then they sweep the Edmonton Oilers, just an overpowering machine. And here they are, a kind of a redemption story of the last 3 years where they've been exited the second round quite early. In 2019 when they were an underdog, in 2020 when they were not an underdog, and in 2021 when they were the favorite. In the East, we have to the Tampa Bay Lightning, going on 11 straight series wins. They beat Toronto in 7 games, 4 games to 3, even though they were down 1 game to none, 2 games to 1, and 3 games to 2. They come back every time and win. Against Florida, they sweep the Battle of Florida in a very anticlimactic series, to say the least. And against the Rangers, they're down 2 games to none, and they win 4 straight. Because I said Palat scores that goal in Game 3 with 42 seconds left, but we're not. That's over. That's over now. But I called it. So yeah, now these teams have been in the finals before, never against each other. But let's look at their finals history. Colorado is the only team to have been in multiple Stanley Cup Finals and has won each one. In 1996, they sweep the Florida Panthers, and at the year after they moved from Quebec to Colorado. Of course, they have Joe Sakic, Peter Forsberg, Patrick Waugh. That's that team. And then in 2001, with still those players, they win in 7 games. Of course, Ray Bourque gets a Stanley Cup here versus the New Jersey Devils. And they were down 3-2 in that series, I believe, and they came back to win it in 7. So, excellent effort from Colorado. They're 2-0 in the Stanley Cup final. Now let's look at Tampa. They've been in it 4 times since the last time Colorado was in it. This is their 5th. So in 2004, the year I was born, they beat the Calgary Flames 4 games to 3 in very controversial fashion, with Martin Gelinas' skate goal being in. I think it was in. I think Calgary was robbed. But you still had 8 minutes left in the game to score. You had double overtime, and you also had Game 7, in which Nikolai Khabibulin became the Bulin Wall. And Tampa wins their first cup there, 13 years after they come into the league. In 2015, against my Chicago Blackhawks, they lose 4 games to 2, and quite a low-scoring Stanley Cup final. There was only 1 game, which was Game 6, that was more than 1 goal difference, and that was when Chicago won 2-0. So the goaltending in that series was phenomenal from both Ben Bishop, Corey Crawford, and then when Bishop was hurt, Andrei Vasilevsky, who got his first starts of greatness with them playoff run in the final. In 2020, Tampa in the bubble, redemption arc for them. They beat Dallas in 6 games after being swept by Columbus in 2019 with 62 wins in the first round in the prior year. Then in 2021, they go back-to-back. They beat Montreal in 5 games. Could have been 4. They lost that overtime Game 4. But here we are. And they're going for the 3-peat. That's what Tampa's up to. This was a rather predictable Stanley Cup final compared to most. Like, there were some that like Montreal. No one had Montreal going to the final last year unless you were making a joke bracket. So it was one of those finals that was pretty predictable, similar to Chicago Tampa in 2015. Similar to, I'm trying to think of ones in my head right now, but I cannot. But yeah. So let's look at these teams' meetings this season. So on October 23rd, 2021, Colorado wins that one 4-3 in a shootout. And then on February 10th, 2022, Colorado wins 3-2. So Colorado sweeps the season series, but so did the Rangers. And the Rangers, they ended up going 5-0 and then lost the next 4. So showing that regular season, once again, does not mean anything when it comes to playoff time, except when it does. So factors for these teams, I feel like there's a lot more for Tampa here. Factors for Colorado is this is a big year. A lot of big pieces from next year are going to be gone. Most likely Kadri, most likely Burakovsky, other pieces among them. There's going to be a bit of a purge in Colorado. Not a big purge, but McKinnon's contract's going to be coming up, not this year, but next year. And it's going to be one of those issues, to say the least. And in terms of Tampa, they have health. They have Braden Point coming back, and that's going to be a big part of their attack. In terms of Colorado, Kadri is right 50-50 kind of right now. Kemper, they say, is 100% healthy. We'll see how healthy he actually is in the series and if he looks all right. Game 1 is tonight, by the way. And then you have Samuel Girard, who I don't think will be playing in the series. It would be a miracle if he could even stand or do anything with how he got taken out against St. Louis. So, more factors for Tampa. We have goaltending. Vasilevsky, I'd take over Kemper. Kemper was doing excellently at the end of the season, but in rounds 1 and 2, he looked a little shaky. And then Francois came in. He played well in game I think 1 or 2. And then like game 3 and 4, he was a bit mid. But experience favors Tampa. They've been here twice in the past 2 years, and they've been here 3 times since 2015. They know exactly what they need to do to win, and they're going for 3. And then the other 2 factors are players, Corey Perry and Patrick Maroon. Corey Perry is his 4th Stanley Cup final. He won the Cup in 2007. In 2020, he was with Dallas and lost to Tampa. In 2021, he was with Montreal and lost to Tampa. And then this year, he joined Tampa. If you can't beat him, join him, they say, and that's what Corey Perry's done. And now Patrick Maroon, he has won 15 straight series, 3 cups. He's going for his 4th right here, becoming the one-man dynasty around the league. Pretty phenomenal for not like top-tier player to be in that situation, just a depth piece that just keeps on moving and keeps on winning. So, key players for both of these teams. For Colorado, you have Cale Makar, of course, 5 goals, 17 assists, 22 points. My pick for the Conn Smythe right now, if Colorado wins the Cup. McKinnon, 11 goals, 7 assists, 18 points. Landeskog, 8 goals, 9 assists, 17 points. Rantanen, 5 goals, 12 assists, 17 points. For Rantanen, the goals have started to come in the series against Edmonton, which is good. Kadri, 6 goals, 8 assists, 14 points. He's obviously injured and he's missed a few games, so we'll see if he plays, if he can keep contributing offensively. Devon Toews, 5 goals, 8 assists, 13 points. Very underrated defenseman with an offensive side as well. Lehkonen, 6 goals, 5 assists, 11 points. He's back here again, not wanting to lose to Tampa again. Nichushkin, 5 goals, 4 assists, 9 points. One of the best defensive forwards Colorado has. And not to mention on here, you have guys like JT Compher, Josh Manson, who have been contributing offensively as well. Those 2 that stick out to me. And let's look at Tampa's side. We have Kucherov, 7 goals, 16 assists, 23 points. My pick for the Conn Smythe for Tampa right now. Either Kucherov or Vasilevsky. The only reason I give it to Kucherov is that Vasilevsky got the Conn Smythe last year. And I want to spread the wealth. I want to be generous. And Tampa's not sharing the cup, so So Palat, 8 goals, 8 assists, 16 points. Phenomenal conference final as usual from Palat. Stamkos, 9 goals, 6 assists, 15 points. Hedman, 2 goals, 12 assists, 14 points. Corey Perry, 5 goals, 3 assists, 8 points. And Ross Colton, 5 goals, 3 assists, 8 points. Colton's been a bit quiet since the first round. Perry, he's been contributing here and there, just being a presence on the ice when he is out there. So, yeah. Other names that come to mind is Brandon Hagel. I think might be a bit biased as a Hawks fan, but would love the only player on Tampa I'd really want to see get a cup is Brandon Hagel. I want Colorado to win this series. Who do I think is going to win? This might be the hardest final to predict in a long time because these 2 teams are so good. It's hard. Like when you saw like Tampa Montreal last year, I took Tampa on a heartbeat. Tampa Dallas, I took Tampa. St. Louis Boston. I'm pretty sure I took St. Louis that year as well. I remember I had St. Louis going to the final and losing to Tampa in 5 that year, and they ended up going to the final and winning in 7, so that works. Washington and Vegas, I had Vegas winning. I really wanted Vegas to win that year. I had a bet with one of my friends, and I lost that, so that was unfortunate. Pittsburgh, Nashville, I chose Nashville, I think, and that was wrong. Pittsburgh, San Jose, I chose Pittsburgh, and we'll go back to there because that's basically the end of Hawks era. So, yeah, Vasilevsky, it's going to be Vasilevsky versus Kemper. Who do I think is going to win the series? I've been voting Colorado on the polls I've seen on YouTube, like such as the Hockey Guys poll or other polls, but it really can go either way. There's the voice in the back of my head that's telling me Tampa has a really good chance of getting 3, and I agree. But I'm gonna have hope that Colorado can win. It'd be cool to see a team go 3-0 in the final. It'd be cool to see McKinnon, Landeskog, Rantanen in that core win the Cup. Makar start their legacy. There was a great quote. I don't remember if it was from Landeskog or if it was from McKinnon, but it's like Tampa's trying to make history, and we're trying to start a legacy. That was a fantastic quote by the Colorado player, and yeah, that's really all I have for you guys in this one. Tell me down below who you think is going to win the Stanley Cup Final. Who are you rooting for? And remember to hit the like button, comment, subscribe. I don't usually plug my channel, but you know what? Let's do it right here. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be checking. And I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.